When heaven stirs, it doesn't whisper without reason. While you were away, unaware of what was happening in your absence, something unusual unfolded within the walls you call home. A neighbor, guided not by curiosity but by a divine nudge, looked upon your house, and what they discovered was more than just ordinary, because what they saw carries a message meant for your soul. Your home, though built of bricks and wood, holds more than furniture and walls. It carries your energy, your prayers, your laughter, your struggles. And heaven wanted you to know that something was quietly revealed while you were gone. This was not a coincidence. It was not random. It was orchestrated by God to send you a sign that only you could understand. Your neighbor stood there not as an intruder, but as an instrument. Their eyes were open to something you had overlooked, something waiting to be uncovered. And what they found was not meant to shame you, but to awaken you. A sign. A confirmation. A reminder that heaven is closer to your doorstep than you thought. They noticed an atmosphere, a presence, a shift in the air of your house, something that whispered of your destiny, something that marked you as chosen. They didn't fully understand it, but you will, because this message is designed for your heart alone. Inside your house lies not just memories, but layers of your story, some painful, some beautiful, all woven by God. And while you were away, your neighbor bore witness to a glimpse of it. They saw the stillness, but in that stillness heaven was moving. They noticed how your space carries an aura unlike others. They felt that your home is not empty, but guarded. It is watched. Angels stand at your threshold, not allowing harm to enter, not allowing your prayers to go unanswered. What they found is a trace of something divine, a quiet glow that doesn't belong to human design but to heavenly orchestration. Beloved, you must hear this. Sometimes God sends people, even unexpectedly, just to confirm what He is already doing in your life. Your neighbor became a witness that your house is more than just a place of living, it is holy ground. A place where your tears have been caught, where your heart has cried silently, where you thought no one noticed. Yet heaven noticed. And now, even through another person's eyes, heaven is making it known, your house is a chosen space. Your life is under divine surveillance. What your neighbor saw is nothing ordinary, they saw the fingerprint of God lingering in your absence. This is not about them, it is about you. About how heaven is arranging even the smallest things to let you know, you are not forgotten. You are not skipped over. You are not lost. Your story is under watch. Even in your absence, angels walk your halls, protecting, cleansing, preparing. And God wanted you to know that something is about to shift within those walls. What was hidden will be revealed. What was empty will be filled. What was silent will sing again. So don't see this as just a neighbor's glance. See it as heaven's confirmation. While you were gone, your house spoke. It whispered of your future. It carried the weight of your prayers into the atmosphere. And heaven made sure someone bore witness to it, so that when you returned, you would know, you are chosen, your house is chosen, your life is chosen. Something beautiful is about to be placed in your hands, and your home is the very ground where it will land. Beloved soul, lift your heart, because what they found is not fear, not danger, not shame. What they found was the residue of heaven's promise hovering over your life. And today, this message has reached you, because God is telling you, get ready for joy, for restoration, for the miracle you thought would never touch your door. It has already been assigned. And it begins in the place you call home. Your neighbor's eyes may have only glanced, but heaven saw to it that their glance became a testimony. They didn't just see furniture or empty rooms, they felt something they could not explain. Have you ever wondered why some people step into your house and suddenly feel peace? Why others feel a strange sense of awe? It's because your home has become an altar, an invisible meeting ground between heaven and earth. When you cry in silence, your walls absorb it. When you pray with trembling lips, your ceiling carries it upward. When you speak words of faith in the midst of despair, your floor becomes a witness. And God keeps all of it as record. This is why your neighbor felt what they felt. They stepped unknowingly into a sanctuary, into a space marked by God Himself. And perhaps, while you were away, heaven allowed something small to shift in your house. Maybe an item moved, maybe a light flickered, maybe the air felt different. To the ordinary eye, it's nothing. But spiritually, it's a sign. A gentle confirmation that something unseen is moving into place. Your home is being prepared, not for sorrow, but for the blessing you've long waited for. And your neighbor's unexpected observation was only heaven's way of saying, I am working even when you are not watching. Beloved, this is not the first time heaven has tried to get your attention. For days, even weeks, there has been a stirring, a restlessness in your spirit, a sense that something is coming. That was not imagination. That was your spirit catching glimpses of what God is arranging for you. And now heaven used an ordinary neighbor, someone you didn't expect, to confirm that it is real. This is how God works. He will use the unexpected to announce the extraordinary. Think of it this way, your house is a mirror of your soul. What they saw outside reflects what heaven is doing inside you. For too long, you felt unseen, unheard, forgotten. But now God is pulling back the curtain. The light is shifting. The energy is changing. The story is rewriting itself. That's why the neighbor looked, that's why this message has found you, that's why you cannot scroll away from this moment, because it's not coincidence, it's alignment. Even as you hear these words, angels are surrounding your house. Archangel Michael himself stands as a guardian, ensuring that no force of darkness can occupy what God has destined for light. They are preparing your space for laughter, for breakthrough, for the kind of news that will make your heart tremble with joy. Imagine this: one day soon, someone will walk into your home and instead of only seeing walls and windows, they will say, there is something different about you, about this place, about your life. And they won't be wrong. They will be witnessing what heaven has already decided, that your house will no longer echo with emptiness but with fulfillment. Do you feel it now? The gentle pull in your spirit? That's heaven knocking at your heart's door. You may have left your house for a while, but your destiny never left. God's promises never left. They waited faithfully inside, waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves. And now, because heaven chose this timing, because a neighbor confirmed what you could not see, you are being told, get ready. Something is about to return to you, something you thought was gone forever. This is why the message says, open it quickly. Because time is precious. Not to fear, not to panic, but to embrace. Heaven is not warning you of loss, it is announcing your gain. What your neighbor witnessed is a signpost. And if you lean into it, if you believe it, you will see that everything you prayed for in secret is about to bloom in the open. There are moments in life when heaven bends low to remind you that nothing in your journey is hidden, nothing in your story is forgotten, and even the walls of your house carry a message from above. This is one such moment. While you were away, living your day, moving through the noise of routine, something unusual happened that was not meant to escape your notice. A neighbor, ordinary in appearance yet moved by something unseen, looked at your house, and what they found was not just a simple detail of daily life. It was a sign, a confirmation, a reminder sent directly to your soul. For heaven wanted you to know, your life, your house, your story are under divine watch. What was discovered in your absence is now being revealed to you, not to trouble you, but to lift you. Not to warn you of loss, but to remind you of gain. Your home, beloved soul, is not just a building of cement and bricks. It is the keeper of your prayers, the container of your tears, the witness to your sleepless nights and whispered hopes. It is the silent listener to the words you never spoke out loud but only thought in the quiet corners of your heart. And because of this, heaven has marked it as sacred space. While you were gone, your neighbor's glance became more than observation, it became testimony. They did not fully understand it, but what they saw, what they sensed, carried the fragrance of God's presence. Something shifted in the atmosphere of your house, and it was meant for you to know that heaven has been preparing something inside those very walls. Think for a moment, how many times have you felt that your home is heavy with silence, or that you carry battles no one else can see? Yet even in that silence, angels have been stationed. Archangel Michael himself has been circling the foundation, guarding every doorway, ensuring that no darkness can linger where God's promise resides. And now, as your neighbor unknowingly looked in, they became a silent witness to what God has already begun. They may have only noticed a stillness, a light, an energy they couldn't name, but to heaven it was clear, your house is chosen, and your life is about to shift. Beloved, you must understand that heaven rarely moves without leaving evidence. The evidence of your next chapter is already being written into the air around you. When your neighbor checked your house, they did not just see a building, they felt a story unfolding. They sensed that something precious has been waiting for you, resting within the walls like a seed waiting for spring. This is why this message has reached you today. Because what was revealed in your absence is not for strangers, it is for you. For your ears. For your heart. For your spirit. Imagine your home as a living altar. Every tear you shed became incense rising up. Every prayer you whispered became oil poured out. Every sigh of exhaustion became a sacrifice recorded in heaven's book. And now, because those walls have absorbed your faith and your fight, they carry the fragrance of destiny. This is why even in your absence, the neighbor felt something. Heaven made sure of it. So that when you would return, you would know, your story is not stagnant, your prayers are not lost, your breakthrough has not been cancelled. It is alive. It is hovering. It is about to manifest. Pause for a moment. Think of how strange it is for someone else to notice what you could not see yourself. Sometimes God does this intentionally. He uses others as mirrors to reflect what He is doing in your life. Your neighbor saw a glimpse because heaven wanted you to know that even when you are unaware, heaven is fully aware. Even when you think nothing is happening, heaven is already arranging. Even when you feel unseen, God is watching every detail. And so, beloved, the truth is this: your house has been chosen as the stage for your next miracle. The very place where you thought dreams had died is the place where new life is about to spring forth. The very space where you thought silence would stay forever is the place where music of joy will rise. What was found in your house is not danger, not despair, it is evidence of heaven's nearness. The neighbor didn't fully understand, but they felt the atmosphere. And now, through this message, you understand, it was heaven's way of confirming that your blessing is closer than ever. The walls of your house hold your story. They know when you returned tired. They know when you laughed with pure joy. They know when you sat with your head in your hands wondering if God heard you at all. And yes, beloved, He did. Every single time. Your tears became prayers. Your silence became intercession. Your pain became prophecy. And now the evidence of those moments is beginning to surface. Your neighbor caught only a glimpse, but you will see the full picture. Archangel Michael has been positioned at your doorway, holding a sword of fire, cutting away every plan of darkness, removing every shadow that tried to linger in your home. That's why your neighbor's glance was so unusual. It was not they who were curious, it was heaven pulling their attention. God wanted someone else to notice so that you could receive confirmation that your house is marked, your space is covered, your life is protected. Beloved, prepare yourself. For what your neighbor saw was only the beginning. Soon you will witness it yourself. Soon you will feel the shift in the atmosphere as laughter replaces tears, as light floods every dark corner, as joy takes residence where sorrow once lived. The blessing that has been hovering is about to land. And your house, the very place you thought was ordinary, is about to become extraordinary. Do not doubt this. Do not minimize this. This is not coincidence, it is divine orchestration. If you are hearing this, it is because God wanted you to. He is saying, "Child, I have not forgotten you. Even in your absence, I am working. Even when you are not watching, I am watching. Even when you are away, I am guarding." This is the message: your house is safe, your future is safe, your blessing is safe. And so, when you walk into your home again, walk differently. Walk with expectation. Walk knowing that heaven has already visited. The neighbor's eyes saw what your spirit is about to receive. It is confirmation that your waiting season is ending. That your blessing is arriving. That what was once hidden is being uncovered. There is something sacred about the way heaven arranges even the smallest details of your life. While you were unaware, while you were simply living the rhythm of your day, God was setting up an encounter that would remind you, you are seen, you are chosen, and nothing in your life goes unnoticed by the divine. What your neighbor witnessed was not an accident, but an echo of heaven's careful orchestration. They were drawn to look at your house, but in truth, it was not your house they were observing, it was the atmosphere, the unseen presence that has been resting within those walls, waiting for you to recognize it. Beloved soul, do you understand what this means? It means that your house has been whispering prayers long after your lips stopped speaking them. It means that your rooms have been holding on to promises even when your faith grew tired. It means that the Spirit of God has been so near to you that even an outsider could feel it, sense it, and notice it without fully comprehending why. This is not something ordinary. This is not something you can explain away. It is heaven's signature written over your home, reminding you that you are not forgotten, you are not abandoned, and you are not invisible. And the truth is this: the very space you thought was just a shelter is actually a sanctuary. It has absorbed every tear, every sigh, every whispered, "Why, Lord?" and every small laugh of relief when things finally turned. That is why heaven would not let you miss this moment. That is why a neighbor had to glance, had to see, had to feel something unusual. Because you needed to know that your prayers have been working even when you could not see results. You needed to know that the atmosphere around you has shifted because God has already sent your answer. Think of this deeply. What if the neighbor saw more than just a house? What if they sensed the glow of angels, the guardians standing at your doorway? What if they felt the hush of divine presence that even you sometimes overlook because you are so familiar with it? Heaven has a way of reminding you that what feels normal to you is actually extraordinary. What you call ordinary, heaven calls chosen. What you see as common, God sees as holy ground. And now the Spirit whispers, something is about to arrive that will make your house rejoice. The very atmosphere is preparing to hold laughter again. The silence that once weighed heavy will turn into music of joy. The corners that carried loneliness will bloom with companionship, with warmth, with fullness. This is why the neighbor looked. This is why heaven nudged them. Because the divine wanted to leave you with no doubt, your house is about to host a miracle. Beloved, perhaps you have been walking through seasons where nothing seemed to move, where days blurred together, and you wondered if anything would ever change. But this is the shift. This is the sign. God has already stepped into the story, and the evidence is so strong that even someone passing by could sense it. This should encourage you, lift you, remind you, heaven does not miss you. The delay has not erased your destiny. The silence has not denied your blessing. The neighbor saw because heaven is saying, it is time. And even now, Archangel Michael is stationed like a soldier of light at your doorway. His sword gleams with divine fire, cutting off every lingering shadow, making sure that nothing can interfere with what is coming. He does not rest, he does not retreat, he does not allow intruders into the space heaven has claimed as yours. When your neighbor looked, they may have only seen stillness, but in truth, they witnessed a guarded sanctuary. They witnessed holy ground. They witnessed a miracle in preparation. Can you feel it, beloved? The air is heavier with promise than it has ever been. The walls of your home know it. The floor that has carried your weary steps knows it. Even the ceilings that heard your late-night sighs know it. Something is unfolding, and soon it will be undeniable. Soon you will see with your own eyes what others only sensed. Soon you will understand why heaven made this moment happen. Do not take lightly that you are hearing this. Do not brush away these words as if they are coincidence. This message found you because God is deliberate. He is intentional. He is precise. And when He wants to remind you that you are chosen, He will make sure the message reaches your ears in a way that you cannot escape. This is one of those times. Heaven is saying, look closer. Believe deeper. Expect greater. For what is coming to your house will not just bless you, it will overflow and touch everyone connected to you. The neighbor's glance was only the beginning. The true unveiling is about to come. And when it does, you will look around your home and realize it was never empty, it was never silent, it was never abandoned. It was always being prepared, always being guarded, always being filled with unseen answers waiting for the right time. And beloved, that time is now. So breathe. Receive this. Let your heart open. Your neighbor checked, heaven confirmed, and now your spirit is being awakened. This is not a warning, it is an announcement. Not of loss, but of gain. Not of fear, but of fullness. Heaven is saying, your story is about to change, and it begins in the very house you thought was ordinary.